loud enough for everybody here. Yeah, we call the meeting to order, a little bit past 6:30, about 6:35. And I'd like to thank everybody for showing up here tonight that was able to make it. So whenever Mike gets a chance, we'll do the roll call.
Trustee Shetter is absent. Trustee Waterman,
Here.
White. Here. Valier is absent. Enkelman,
Present.
Krogman,
Present.
clerk's present, we have a quorum.
Thank you. And we'll do folks, anyways, have a safe public.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item that we have on the agenda tonight is minutes from last two meetings, which there wasn't one like before in July, so we only have the minutes from the June meeting. Would anybody like to make a motion to accept those?
Motion.
Motion by Chad White to accept the minutes from the June meeting. A second on that? No second. Motion dies for lack of a second. Thank you.
We haven't had much of an opportunity to read through them here, Mayor.
Sorry?
We haven't had much of an opportunity to read through them here.
Oh, that much. I thought maybe you would have.
I pulled these out of my mailbox earlier today.
Okay, well, would you guys like a little more time? I'm sorry, I wasn't looking at you, I was just looking at my paperwork here. You'd like a little more time, give you a little more time, and if anybody lets you grab them, if you
Just wait
somebody wants
just
a
a second
second, go ahead, if not, let me know that you at least had enough time to read.
What do you think?
Well, except for the garbage,
Well.
it's acceptable,
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and approve them.
except for the garbage.
Yeah. These things always make a little pain in this one. Okay, go ahead.
All right, I'll second.
A second from Richard. Any, unless there's other discussion, all in favor of,
Aye. Aye.
all opposed? We have 3 in favors. No comment. Thank you. Move on to the second item.
The July, it needs to go on record, we do have to vote on it, correct? It's supposed to go on record if we want it to be on record, don't we?
Yes.
I mean,
Yes, that's correct.
I guess I'll make a motion that we accept the July 5th minutes, because they look pretty accurate to me.
Yeah, I'll second.
Okay. Second on the July 5th minutes. I was making a motion on both of them at the same time. I didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I didn't know there was
I
I was
didn't,
asking for a motion anyway.
I,
Well, fine, I got a second.
I didn't interpret what you said as that way, I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I mean, none of us were present for this, but I'm assuming that this is exactly what
I
happened.
don't
There was
think that
no-
there's any minutes for that meeting. does there?
Right, it's just a statement of fact.
Yeah.
For what- I'm comfortable, I approve that.
Yeah.
You vote,
Pardon?
you vote.
Well, I got a motion and a second, and then I thought I heard 3 ayes on the
Okay.
original motion. I didn't hear a fourth, so I'm gonna assume that there were 3 ayes on the motion, which was for, let's call it the June minutes,
That's fine.
and abstain from Sherry.
Okay. I run down passed, and it's on the
Passed.
different.
Okay, thank you. The CD is the smaller one. Is due, I think it's the 18th.
We don't have any numbers in front of
And we
us
don't have any quotes.
on that, we've got nothing.
I I don't
No
think,
recommendations from
no
Rick or-
recommendation from Rick on that. So either apparently there was nothing any better than Blackhawks numbers. Did anybody else?
Motion to
take
roll
the
it.
Opportunity. Otherwise, just motion to roll it over.
Motion to roll it in its entirety.
Got a motion by Richard to roll it over, keep it Blackhawks, second by
And
Leo.
that's actually the larger of the two CDs, is it not? The August one is the large one? You said small, I
Well,
believe
I'm
it's the large
looking-
one.
I mean, look here.
They're small
Because
ones.
we went through we went through this last
I
year.
don't know, financial report.
That's the one I did all the homework on last year.
I just got back myself here. August is 164, I guess you're correct.
I'm sorry, it
And
wasn't.
it's the February that's 56.
Okay.
Still make a motion.
Motion to roll.
Motion to roll it over where it is.
In its entirety.
And
I second that.
Okay, all in favor
That's
of?
money.
Well, I seconded.
That's money.
That'll be a roll call vote then on that one.
That's money, yeah, okay. On the motion to roll it, where it's at. Trustees Waterman,
Aye.
White,
Aye.
Hinkleman,
Yes.
Krogman,
Yes.
passed unanimous.
Thank you. Item number 3. I think Mike and Richard had a conference call on that, so I was not there. So if you had anything to say on that, on item number 3, Mike?
Okay, you know, I guess Richard, yeah, go ahead.
I think we already settled it, didn't
Yes,
Wasn't
yeah.
there anything?
There was a phone conference with regarding checks. Judge ordered that those checks be voided and reissued. Ms. Waterman has signed the paperwork, and I have received the checks. Those will be given to Attorney Palacic, and the checks will be rewritten as ordered.
we? As they are.
Yes, yes, that's correct.
There was also a phone hearing online, do we have anything on that?
Okay, there was with that, there apparently was a problem with the phone bank at the attorney's office. The attorney's been in contact with them, you know, to try to reschedule, you know, and straighten that out.
The judge told me there would be a default order and a 10-day letter of demand issued at that time. The
Okay?
village has not received a 10-day letter of demand?
No,
Okay,
no, we received nothing on that.
all right.
Rick? And item number 4, we have received a request from the Kelowna Police and Fire First Responders Committee for the donation to their appreciation dinner that they're gonna have. So I'll read this real quick. It's Harvest Fest. This letter is informing me that our 8th annual Police, Fire, and First Responders Appreciation Dinner will be held November 3rd, 2012 at Indian Trails Banquet Hall in Kelowna. This year's dinner will have a fall theme, and because of the extensive work involved in planning and making this event the success that it has been in the past, we have started early. As you know, all of our firemen are volunteers, and with the help of the police, they answer hundreds of emergency calls a year, from saving lives to finding lost children. We're proud to have these dedicated men and women serving our community and keeping our community safe. That is why it's important for us to hold this event. Excuse me. Past dinners have been a great success, and without your help, this could not be possible. We deeply appreciate the support you have shown us in the past, and hope you will again help us to make this an event successful. So anyway, the request then is if we wanted to donate again, and I think off the top of my head, I think we've been donating $250.
$250 is correct.
Does anybody make a motion to continue that?
Well, I'd like to
Or
make a
anybody have
move.
any more comments on it?
I have a comment on that. Although I'm not opposed to donating money to the Kelowna Police, Fire, and First Responders Appreciation Committee, I do have an issue with the fact that our own village finances have not even been placed on our agenda for the past 90 days, so we don't truly know where our finances are if we have money left over to donate to such a cause. So I would make a motion that we table this until the treasurer is here with a full treasurer's report, so we can see if we do actually have the money to donate. Because it's it's my understanding that there are also some substantial additional attorney's fees that we haven't seen yet that are going to be needing to be addressed.
Any other comments?
When is this,
It's November.
November? So we do have a little bit of time.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, we could table that for next month.
mm-hmm.
Cause I'd like to see Pelagic bill also.
Okay.
I'd actually like to see the treasurer's report outlining, like it asked for, where we're at with our appropriations versus our expenditures.
That's what I was saying, exactly.
So if that can be provided, it smooth the path to getting this taken care of.
One of you like to arrange a meeting with the, as a group, as a committee, with the
Well,
treasurer?
I'm gonna point out to you, Jim, that I asked for all that very specific information quite a few months ago, and it's never been provided. And we can sit down and talk all we want. What I need is the paperwork.
Checkbooks,
Talk's cheap.
original statements,
Show me the
reconciliations.
paperwork.
Have any of you taken the time to call the treasurer, is my question?
He was here in person with me in June, and I believe his exact words were, and I'll take it right out of his minutes here, probably not going to happen when I asked to view the checkbooks, to make an appointment to view the checkbooks. I sent him a written request and handed it to him in June at our board meeting, and his reply to me was, ain't never gonna happen.
We're gonna have, that was his word.
And it's on audio. So, I guess I won't be the one to try to call him to have a meeting, because I tried to do that in June right here.
Multiple years ago, Jim.
Yeah.
You and him and I sat in that office and we went over all this stuff. and
We
he-
went over things.
He never followed through the way he was asked to.
What you asked him to do was to change the format,
Yep.
and he never did. I asked you also to make him a sample. You said, well, that's not my job, I'm not.
Jim, I gave him several opportunities, and he did for 2 months actually do that.
And
And he
this,
quit doing it.
and this village spent money buying him programs specifically for accounting, some very simple programs like QuickBooks Pro, among other things, and those have never been implemented, which are now completely outdated, so it's not that he isn't
I
able,
gave him
it's that he's.
samples, and he did actually for, I think it was 2 months in a row.
Okay.
Show me what he spent, how much was still left in the appropriation, and then he quit doing it.
Well, he's the person that knows the most. If you want to, if you guys.
Jim.
Well, okay, then forget it, Bill, then don't talk to him.
Jim,
I've
I
asked you
have
guys
talked to
to
him
do
till I'm blue in the face in that room.
Right.
I've talked, I've asked, you have decided on your own to not respond. Mr. Erickson, in the same fashion as the keeper of the records, has decided not to respond and give me any of those records. I'm at a loss, I don't know what to do.
You guys can form a finance committee and look at all those things. You guys choose not to do that. You choose not to talk to the treasurer and then argue
You've got a
about
board
it.
that shows up here once a month, it's not that complicated for you to be
It-
able to provide this information
It is.
just at a board meeting.
Okay, you guys have been on the board since May of 2011. And as of yet, other than these board meetings, there's absolutely no communication here.
That's untrue.
Yeah, well,
I can show
anyway.
you stacks of emails that have gone out, I
Let
can show
me
you
ask-
letters that I
Let me
sent.
ask you, you guys have appropriated, what's in the appropriation ordinance for donations? You have the first donation of this fiscal
I don't have
year.
a copy of it right here with me,
Okay,
but,
well-
I'm sure we probably got enough in there to do that. What I wanna see is what we're expending. Now, I'll make an observation. It was very important that Mr. Erickson commented to you that it's money, we gotta vote on it.
Yeah.
And so I wanna know how it is, that you're continuing to write all these other checks without us voting on it.
You've been given finance reports, there's a finance
No, no,
report.
no, 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 no.
That's not the
That-
question.
that
That's
is
not the answer to that
That is
question.
totally obfuscating my statement.
Well, then I don't know what to tell you, Lil.
Well, maybe
Well,
perhaps
you're-
Mr. Erickson should tell us, he signs the
You know,
checks
you know
too.
you're an open meetings act violation when you do that too, don't you? When the three of you sit down and run village business without a quorum, you're actually in violation of OMA.
It's good to know all those rules.
Really? As mayor of this village for 10 years, you don't know that.
Yeah, and
You don't know when you're conducting
and you don't
business
care
behind
that
closed
you
doors, you're in
violate
violation of state
statutes.
statutes.
We'll break one may violate.
Okay, well, again, I vote that point number 4 on tonight's agenda for a donation to the Kelowna Police and Fire be tabled until we see original financial statements and have them all in front of us as a group in an open meeting.
There you go.
Can you second that one?
I
Anybody?
second it.
Table it is.
And at that, I say, I make a motion that the meeting is over and we leave.
I second that one too.
You made this much more complicated.
Well, we can all point our fingers, Bill.
I'm not pointing fingers, I'm making it pretty established.
I wanna see Palachi's bill next month. That's what I wanna see.
I know you're over
You
the
spent.
appropriation on
You
that.
could probably call him and ask him, Richard.
Money that you spent, not me.
Have a good day, Richard.
No, you did it, 'cause you don't want to do your job.
I did not spend it.
You caused
You
bills.
hired the attorney.
You caused bills.
I didn't cause no